My name is Sarah. This is a story about my stupidity in using social media that changed my life. I came from a well-off family. My father worked as a building contractor in new development areas, and my mother was a housewife and owner of a clothing boutique. My brother was in the last year of middle school and was preparing to enter his favorite high school of choice. My story began when I entered college. My chosen university was one of the leading universities in the country, so that more than half of the students came from other remote islands and came all the way here because of guaranteed education standards and good career prospects after graduation. Long story short, one day in the second semester, I made an agreement with my friends to meet for a group work at the campus library. After waiting for half an hour, they still hadn't arrived and I began to get bored. I saw behind me there were 2 to 3 students who I assumed were from rural areas, gauging by how they talked and dressed. Without a second thought, I posted on Instagram. Why did these village kids come to the capital city with their clothes still tacky? Can't they afford to buy new clothes here? Tacky. Oops. Yes, I can see how stupid I was. But at the time, I thought only my close friends could see and reply with funny comments. Unfortunately, not. That night, dozens of people suddenly enlivened my post. So what's with the style of those people from rural areas? Just because you're from the city doesn't mean you can insult anyone. We went to college not for fashion. We came all the way supported by our parents to study. Where did you come from? Only dare to talk on social media. Honestly, I didn't expect things that I thought were trivial to turn out that big. But I replied to their comments explaining, but it only made matters worse. Finally, I deleted the post, but it's too late. My post has been saved and shared by many people. The following days, the post was shared by thousands of people, not only through social media, but also in the form of images and messages via WhatsApp, even to people outside our campus. And the response was even more rude and also threatening. Her dad is a contractor on another island, right? Boycott. If there are no local people, he can't eat either. Where's this kid? I want to see how beautiful she is. Poor parents, they worked hard to raise a child only to cause embarrassment. For those of you who are curious, she's a second semester economics student. Invade! Panicking, I immediately deactivated my Facebook and social media. You may applaud me. I have offended very many people throughout the country with that post. In fact, there was a meme and a special discussion thread on how bad I was of a rule breaker. Wait a minute, that's not all. I also made the news too. Ugh, it's just really embarrassing. I was accused and yelled at by people while walking on my campus, and my friends could only shake their heads over my stupidity. Campus officials also reprimanded my action because I put their reputation on the line. Even my father and mother were embarrassed because my post had been spread among their friends. My brother was angry because he was also mocked by friends at his school. My life has really changed since then. I didn't feel comfortable and safe anymore to go to college until I finally decided to take college off for 1 year. During that time, I decided to work, to find a new environment, and reflect on my actions. As time went by, news of the incident began to dissipate and was forgotten, as if blown away by the wind. I was also very grateful, because although there were still people who sometimes insinuated me, I was no longer bullied. I went back to college and finished my education. I learned from my mistakes, and now I use social media carefully. Take my story as a lesson. In this day and age when social media is used in all aspects of life and by all sections of society, what we post online can have serious and ongoing consequences. Many people spontaneously post their opinions or feelings at that moment. Remember, posting on the internet has no intonation, and therefore it is difficult to interpret its meaning. What might sound funny in our heads may sound very wrong when other people read it online. Sometimes there are things that we better keep to ourselves. Of course, there is no prohibition on posting our opinions on social media, but we should think one step further before pressing the post button. Is this post true? Will this post offend others? What am I posting this for? What is the worst thing that can happen if I post this? We are fully responsible for our posts. Whatever we post on the internet will remain on the internet forever. We can never really delete something. Those posts can follow you forever. So make sure that what you post is in accordance with your personal values and is responsible, not only to yourself, but also to others.